Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We welcome you to our online class. Today we are going to learn about the French Revolution chapter. It will be a very exciting one for you all. What is revolution? Revolution is nothing but change. Now, change that had occurred in France had given you the ideas around the world. So India is also one example that had adopted this kind of ideas that being originated in France. And that is liberty, freedom, and equality. So what is liberty? It is nothing but rights that being enjoyed by the people. It was originated in France during the revolution time by the philosophers who made the people to obtain it through revolution. Now, this freedom is another idea that is nothing but to be independent. Now, equality is another idea that is making the people to be equal and no difference in their status. So these are the three ideas that been originated in France during the revolution time. Now we come to learn that how these ideas been developed and been propagated in France to bring out the French Revolution, and they ended up the monarchy system, and even the privileges being enjoyed by a certain class was abolished, and a new system of governance was emerged. So France declared individual rights and claimed equality. So equality and freedom emerged to be the central ideas for the new age. Let us see how this was achieved. So the picture shows you the fortress that was being attacked by 7,000 people in France, and that was a great event that occurred to bring a historical change. Now, this is called storming of Bastille. Let us see how this event occurred in French Revolution. Now, whenever any change had to be occurred, people protested and revolted, and they brought it. And this is one picture that shows you how people of uh, any country who wanted to bring a change had to follow the footsteps of certain ideas, and they had done it. And this picture is depicting you how people in various places are protesting to bring greater change, and that is only called revolution. Any non-violence or bloodshed gives examples of French Revolution as the drastic change or overthrow of a king in that country. Next, you can see that Industrial Revolution was another change that was very slow and in a peaceful manner. So, French Revolution was a great mass uprising. That is, the people all joined together and brought a change by bringing down monarchy, dictatorship, and brought the democracy. So, 14th July 1789 was an incident known as storming Bastille that you saw in the early picture. That this event was a significant event that was symbolizing the French Revolution. Let us see what are the causes for these kind of change. The following topics are the causes first. Now, first you're going to learn about the political cause. It is nothing but the type of the government France had and the ruler. Actually, France was having a monarchical rule, and King Louis XVI was the ruler, At a very young age, he started ruling. And as he attained the throne, he was just 20 years. So you're going to see what are the causes related to politics that made people to take up revolution. Now you see the picture of King Louis and Mary Antoinette, the wife of King Louis. King Louis was born in a Bourbon family and he married at a very young age at 20 years and his wife was Mary Antoinette and this is a picture of King Louis XVI. In 1774 he attained the throne at the age when his mental status was not for the ruler. So he was not serious about the people's life and what are the behavioral part of his towards the people was very different that led to a very worse condition of common man. So he ascended the throne of France at a very young age of 20 and married to Austrian princess of Mary Antoinette who always interfered in the political life and he ruled very absolute manner. He never listened to others, he never took up the ideas. He was nearly like a dictator. So that made him to a worse position to attain. So he maintained very huge army and spent a lot for it and he had to maintain a luxury court and a palace. So immense wealth was spent on these things, which were situated in Versailles in France. So for in order to compensate this expenditure, common people had to say no, and they had to face all the taxes. So bureaucratic posts were occupied only by aristocrats. So we are going to see further how the political cost led to the event. Now there was another body in the society that governed the common man, the estate general, where the two hierarchical posts or status were by the clergy and nobles. So this estate general had three classes. One is the first estate, the second estate, and the third estate. Now the first estate was by the clergy, who collected the tax called tithe, and the second estate by the nobles, who collected tail, the tax, which was indirect. So the three board and the common man was at the last. So this monarch, King Louis XVI, was always uh, holding the meeting called the General Body Meeting, where these representatives attended of all these three estates. So each estate had one vote to attend for, and the common man had to retain all. So the estate general had power to increase the taxes by collecting taxes through the common man. So we are going to see how the other cause in the political behavior led to the revolution. Now the society was in a very drastic position status because they had to pay taxes at an extreme situation too. So what it led to such kind of revolution due to social cause we are going to see. Now here the French society in 18th century was always dominated by the clergy and nobility, and the common man was at the menial post. He had never dominancy over the other. So the first two estates enjoyed privileges by birth, and 90% were peasants, and only few percentage was the middle class who were educated and rich. So very small people were holding the land. About 60% of land was owned by nobles and church. They leased to peasants in order to get greater share in the productivity. So the peasants had to follow this and obey and pay the tax even in the worst situation, and also work in the house of the field of the noble class and the clergy. And they also had to serve the army and participate in the road buildings. So this was the situation that made the French people to start up the revolution. So I conclude with the economic cost. The economic cost was nothing but the subsistence crisis that had occurred in France that led to the Bastille fortress demolition. Why? What is the reason you are going to see? The French people, I said, had to pay the tax to the feudal system laws. And this Louis XVI already had the debt about 2 billion livres, and the government charged huge taxes from third estate. So this included the tithes and taxes. Already I have mentioned about it. This were collected by the other two class. Now you can see that the tile tax was a direct, and a number of indirect taxes were also on the consumed articles. Consumed articles like salt or any bread which were consumed as a staple. Now, the two estates were exempted from paying taxes to the state, and church too extracted lot of share through tithes from the peasants. So I conclude the topic with the severe situation that follows up while this kind of cost to the people, and we'll be seeing in the other part of what was the situation. So I conclude saying that the political cost was a drastic reason for the event that occurred in France and led to the French Revolution. Thank you.